Hey guys, it's Pamela Salzman. Today I'm showing you how to blend up the perfect pesto sauce that tastes good and will brighten up your meals. To help me make this pesto, I'm using my ZWILLING Enfinigy Personal Blender. I love this blender because it's small enough to store, but powerful enough to blend up a great pesto. Let me show you how. Now, we are going with a classic recipe today, but I'll give you some tips at the end of the video if you want to make this recipe dairy-free or nut-free. Now, pesto is a great sauce because it can work on pastas, proteins, grains. It's also easy to make with just a few ingredients. Now let's get into it. You might know I'm a big fan of meal prepping. One trick I like to do to save some time with this recipe is to grate my cheese ahead of time. So I have some Parmesan in my Fresh and Save container, and I'm gonna start with this in my ZWILLING Personal Blender cup. So this is gonna go in first, just like that. Grating cheese ahead of time is so much more flavorful than pre-grated cheese from the market. So if you have time to do it, it's worth it. I've stored my grated Parmesan cheese in this vacuum sealed Fresh and Save container to keep it at maximum freshness until I'm ready to use it for the pesto. This can keep in my fridge for days without losing any flavor. Okay, now for the next ingredient. I love these vacuum sealable, reusable bags. These are great for storing anything from like frozen fruit to even nuts. And I put my nuts in the freezer because nuts can actually go bad really quickly. And the bags take up so much less space than big clunky jars. So I'm using kind of a classic pine nut today, but very often I will also use a combination of pine nuts and walnuts. Next, we need some garlic. I have this already chopped up and ready to go. And then I'm gonna add in some good quality olive oil. It's kind of a key ingredient in a good pesto. Now, this is where you can get creative. I have here some basil and fresh parsley. I love this combination. The parsley sort of offsets the basil to make it a little bit less strong, but something that I always like to do is just to figure out what other herbs and greens I have on hand that maybe I want to use up. You can use things like spinach, you can use arugula, you can use kale, which makes a really great pesto. I've even done pestos with mint and cilantro. I mean, the sky is the limit. Okay, so now we're gonna put the top on with the blade, and we're gonna put this on the pulse setting and watch it do its magic. As you can see, even though this blender is small, it is mighty. And that's thanks to the compact, razor-sharp ZWILLING cross blade with piranha serration. This ensures great texture for all your dips and dressings. And after you've blended it, you can just add salt and pepper to taste. Now, for those who want to make a nut-free, dairy-free version of this pesto, I got your back. I love to use something like hemp seeds instead of nuts. It makes a really nice creamy texture. Now, if you want to go dairy-free or vegan, you can take out the salt and the cheese and use a dark miso instead. And if I want to save it for later, I can either seal it in a Fresh and Save container like this one, or what I can do is use the vacuum lid. All I have to do is just put on the vacuum sealable pump and then pop it in the freezer or in the fridge for later. When you're done using the Enfinigy blender, you can wash the breakproof jar in the dishwasher. Super easy cleanup, and there you have it, the perfect pesto made simple and healthy. If you want to make this pesto and many more dressing, dips, and sauces with ease, head over to ZWILLING.com to check out all the great blenders they have available. You can find the recipe for this pesto below. And remember to like this video and subscribe to the ZWILLING YouTube channel for more great recipe hacks.